Hey everyone, it's Commissar Craig back again with Call of War 1942. It is now day 9 with Great Britain, and this is our combat report. Looking at our core province of Great Britain, you notice that we've started to build up our defenses, filling all of our production areas, our cities, with commandos and infantry in case of a sneak attack from Germany, our main adversary on this map. We're really maxing out production, with many of our core provinces having level 5 factories and level 2 and 3 infrastructure. Finally, we'll get in some naval bases to increase our resource production as our final productions, and then maybe even some fortifications. We are cranking out massive amounts of light tanks that will help us in our conquest of Europe. Looking over here in Scandinavia, we have a fleet that has been providing offshore support for our push through Finland. These 3 armored units are veterans of our attack into Sweden. They should be able to take Finland in the next day, but we're going to need to send some more tanks from Great Britain over to Scandinavia to defend what we've held if Germany decides to attack. I suspect Germany will be attacking Bulgaria and Romania next, or Greece, or maybe even Italy. I myself will be focusing on Spain as our next European target, because clearly we have seized the capital of Paris here in France. We have this 9-unit stack that is just rolling through the French countryside, taking out empty provinces. We have another 5-unit light tank stack that's rolling through France, so France will fall in another day. Our fleet has gone along the coast of France and taken some heavy losses, but we have managed to destroy the entire French fleet, and we're sending the rest of it to the bottom around Marseille and Toulon. Looking over here in French West Africa, a wide expanse of territories, many of them yielding barely any cash or manpower, but territories we still need to take the time to take out so we can remove France as one of our penalties for right over here for being at war with a nation. We want to reduce that instead of staying at war with 5 countries, get that whittled down to as few countries as possible. Italy still remains in control of Libya, Ethiopia, and Somalia. All of our Central African and South African holdings that we've developed since the beginning of the game are now online with factories, and they have produced basically all of our units that are taking over Africa and the Middle East. They were able to produce a big unit stack of 5 light tanks and 2 recon cars that are still alive from the beginning of the game that are now blowing through Egypt. Egypt is weak, a bunch of empty desert, and will completely fall within another day. Looking at French-held Syria, our militia and anti-tank are slow but steady. We're going to finish that country off. We do have 2 light tank units in Iraq that will need support. They may take Iraq, but will be barely hanging on at the end. We're going to bring all of our armored units from Africa and the Middle East together for a push on Iran next. We're going to leave Turkey alive to protect and Greece to protect us from Germany or Russia. You'll notice Madagascar was taken with 1 tank unit, blowing through empty French territory. I also have a fleet station here that we're just going to leave in this region of the world so it can respond to Asia or South America or Africa and the Middle East as needed. Looking over here to Burma and Tibet, we have taken the majority of Tibet. We are now pushing into Xinjiang to finish them off in a race against Mongolia. The Japanese player has awoken finally and started to play and is trying to attempt to take over nationalist China. We do not have the forces in the region to completely take over nationalist China, but we do have 3 armored units moving for the cash bonus at their capital, Chengdu, and also for the 20 victory points. We also have units from Hong Kong trying to take more cities in central China before the Japanese player. The Dutch East Indies are secure. Australia has been moving in on India. All of our possessions in the South Pacific are secure. We were able to take these islands from France, and we're now moving on to France's 4 final islands in the South Pacific. Central America has been completely taken. We have now started an assault on Venezuela with our Caribbean fleet and some armored units that we had built up in Periamumbo. Venezuela will take another day or two to fully take over. And looking down here in southern South America at the Falkland Islands, they are still in our possession against Argentina, which has been a slow and sleepy player. So that sums up the action for Great Britain on day 9. You can see how we've really progressed, taken over the world, starting small, using our fleets, and acting in coordinated fashions between our fleets and ground forces. Catch you guys later.